Hey guys, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and one of my first close friends I made from my WCW days that I'm still friends with today is Kevin Nash. But here's the funny part. Kevin and I met before either of us ever had a chance to break into this business. It was crazy, man. So way before this, I say way before, it seems like way before this business happened. There was this real popular gym called Coffee's. It was on Franklin Road in Marietta, Georgia, and all of the muscle heads, definitely trained at Coffee's. It was the kind of place where you had to find a 45-pound dumbbell, and you were lucky to find a 50 to match. It was just hard to match dumbbells. They were just all on the floor, and it was just a really hardcore gym, but all the big boys trained there. Jim, a lot of people don't know this, but the Ultimate Warrior, Jim Hellwig, was a Marietta guy. So he was seen a lot around Atlanta. Um, Not to tell on Kevin's age, and it doesn't matter, he looks phenomenal. But Kevin is about 10 years older than me. So 10 years at 55 is nothing. But 10 years back when you're 18, 19 years old is a lot. So I am, 19, 18, 19 years old, and not 18, 19, I'm 19, 20. So 89, 90 is all on me. And I am training in gyms. I want to be muscular. I don't know. Pro wrestling's not even in my vision yet, but I want to be big. I want to be strong. And I'm seeing this 7-foot enormous cat, 350. I'm seeing Jim Hellwig in there. Again, this is still, I think this may be before Ultimate Warrior. But he was, big boy, just giant. He would train in this, he'd come in with a bathrobe, and then he'd get warmed up and come out of that robe. And man, Hellwig looked incredible. But I didn't see him but a couple of times. I saw Nash almost every week. So I started talking to him, of course. There's no cell phones. There's no, Googling something. There's no Siri. So you got to ask people what they do, how they do it. And so here's a 7-foot, 350-pound guy. Hey, man, what do you eat? How do you train? So me and Kevin started a friendship, I would say, at Coffee's Gym, and then Main Event later on and stuff. But in the beginning, it was Coffee's Gym, and he bounced at a club called the Cheetah. And so from bouncing at those two clubs is how me and Kevin first met. But when Missy Hyatt first tried to get me into wrestling, I first went down to the WCW school. It was like in Jonesboro, South Atlanta, and Kevin was trying out down there. And so it was really, really bizarre to see. I was like, oh my God. And then when I saw him back at the Cheetah, it was like, hey, brother, I didn't know you were trying out to wrestle. And so it was really cool for me to meet a guy that's into pro wrestling. And then all of a sudden, Missy wants me to try it. So we had something to majorly talk about. Now, he was 7 foot, 350 pounds, trying to be in the WCW. I'm 5'10", 220, trying to get into independent pro wrestling. Much different animal, but something we could talk about. And Kevin was always nice to me. So a big part of our story is, Kevin being the main bouncer in Atlanta. One night, we'd actually earlier in the night, we'd been talking about, hey, how's it going for you? And he's down at school, he's working out hard. Hey, brother, I'm at Sparkle skating rinks trying to make it, good luck, good luck. And then a couple minutes later, like an ex-girlfriend and me got in an argument, and she was with a guy. Something happened, and smack, I slapped the kid. As soon as I hit him, I turned right into Kevin's mid-stomach. And he goes, Bagwell, you did it right in front of me, bro. And I was like, Kevin, please, I have this cool white Z Cavarici. Google that if you want to. Z Cavarici outfit on that was super cool. And I didn't want to leave the club. I said, Kevin, please, brother, please don't let me leave. He goes, Bagwell, you did it right in front of me, man. And I was like, oh, man. So I had to leave the club. I can't remember where I even went, but I was depressed. I had to leave. And but that was him tossing me out of the club. But we had made good friends, you know, as out of the business, and so we kind of followed each other. And then it wasn't, you know, it seems like it was 5 years, but it was only about a year, no more than a year and a half out of that bar scene that we're at WCW wrestling each other because Marcus Alexander Bagwell wrestled Vinny Vegas. So that's crazy to say. I mean, when I look back on it, it really seems like it was 5 years, but it couldn't have been no more than a year and a half. That from that time to the time I saw him at WCW, it may have been more like 2.5 before we wrestled, but we were in WCW together within a year and a half. And he was trying to make it. I think Oz was a thing he did, and Master Blaster was this big, a big like biker dude. He was him and Al Green. So he tried a couple of things like that, and then I actually wrestled Kevin, and I beat him. Why does a 5'10" guy beat a 7-foot guy? Who knows? But that's why he went to the WWF and made millions, because he shouldn't have. But he did. He put me over, and we were just great friends, man. Actually, Kevin broke my nose in the match. Marcus Alexander Bagwell versus Vinny Vegas at Center Stage on Saturday night. And if you Google it back or see it, I feed up for something, and as I'm feeding into him, he goes to give me a side knee, and his knee catches me right in the nose and breaks my nose. And I just remember that telling the story. So, but he put me over. He was always professional. He's always great. Kevin's such a funny, great guy. And then you're talking about full circle. Then you have he went to the WWF, but then when he came back, we still were friends, of course. And then he comes up and asked me to join the NWO. So full circle with Kevin Nash was a great experience, a great friend to have outside and inside this business. Kevin was funny. He was a great friend. He was good looking. He was cool. He was a bodybuilder. Kevin Nash was truly, to me, a full package of what a pro wrestler is trying to be, which is tall, big, fast, and cool. And he became a superstar because of it. Kevin Nash, a friend before wrestling, a friend during wrestling, and a friend after wrestling. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here or other wrestling sports merch, click the link at the top of your screen or in the description of this video to jump over to Fanatics and place your order today.